Good morning. I've got a fresh 6 metre length of 1 inch 16 gauge steel ready to cut up to start finishing off this front frame. So today I'm going to strip some of the paint off this, put this in here and put the diagonal in here as well. The diagonal for this side I'm going to leave till later because I need to try and make sure that it clears the exhaust. And that's it really. If I can get this sort of portion built and then I can start on the rest of it from tomorrow, then we'll be making really good progress. Well, small snag I've just come across. To actually get this frame piece in line with here, it's going to mean that this piece is going to clash with that hole there. Clashing with the hole, I mean I could probably get away with it. The problem is I'm also going to be welding onto this brazed portion, so I'm going to move it forward, you know, about 10 mil, 5 mil, and have this offset a little bit. Not a big deal, but it does mean I'm going to have to recut that and make another piece. Bit annoying.
He makes quick decisions, but he's a demanding guy, as he should.
Well, I'm having a proper mare with this brace joint here, trying to TIG it. I am going to brace this one with some structure around it because, yeah, I'm not concerned. Oh, I'm quite concerned that it's not going to be very strong. But we will make it strong somehow, definitely. Well, I've just put a bit of heat on it and all I've done is blown a hole in it. It's pretty crappy on top as well. And if I look on this side, there's another hole in it. It's hard to see, but yeah, this is not having it. Is not having it at all. So I'm going to have to take another approach to connect this. Very frustrating, but it is what it is. Have you ever done something that you're not proud of? Oh, that's shit. But it'll work. I might now change the diagonal. The diagonal I was going to put in from the top to the bottom here, but I might change it from here to here just to offer some more support for this corner, because I am concerned about it. I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but it looks shocking, frankly. Oh well. At least it's done. Good morning. So today we're going to start filling in these corners. I might leave that till later, that diagonal there. That won't be too complicated. I've just got to make sure it misses the exhaust. But I've got to start building up this front end, which means taking off these prongs here and then putting a piece at the bottom here and then connecting it at the corners. I've got to be careful. Obviously I've modelled it in 3D and I've got to recreate that model, but the model I created was quite roughly made and I've just got to make sure everything lines up correctly. So I may have to go in and out and look at the computer and come back in and make some notes and whatnot. But this is my datum point here, right at the front of the chassis. That is basically where the middle wheels or the middle of the tyres are going to line up. Hopefully when I grind this flat and take the paint off, there's not too much braze under here, so I can get a nice clean weld onto the ends of here. Pray for me. It's a brazed on end cap that's fallen off, but it does look like I'm going to be able to get most of it off, which is good. Okay, so I've ground as much of the braze off as I dare off this. It does seem that if you're grinding and you see sparks, you're actually taking metal off. The braze is quite a bit harder than the mild steel, so it's a bit harder to take off, and you've got to be careful so that you don't take too much metal away. I'm going to add some reinforcement as well around here because obviously the end cap's just fallen off, and it's quite a critical point on the chassis at the front. Obviously we're going to have these points at the side as well that are going to support it, but yeah, I think we'll be able to weld directly onto this without too many problems. Fingers crossed. So you can see that the car's now coming together. I've done this diagonal and added in the infills as well, so this is going to have a really good level of torsional rigidity that it didn't have before. What's interesting is that I've just noticed that the 2x2s at this edge here and here, they've actually slightly changed shape, so it just goes to show that the 2x2s aren't that rigid. Not something that I expected, but someone mentioned to me that actually if you modify the 2x2s they'll have some more rigidity. But generally, as things get bigger, as the volume of it increases, it gets less strong, but the rigidity increases. So I guess the 2x2s, they suffer from parallelogramming somewhat. So yeah, 1-inch tube, 16 gauge is probably the correct size for this sort of race car, and 2-inch is a real issue. That reminds me, I need to put a toe point somewhere here as well.